I'm Steph Capewell. I'm the founder and chief executive of Love Amelia. So Love Amelia is a children's charity. We're based here in Sunderland, we're based in Hendon, but we support families living throughout Tyne and Wear in County Durham, where they've got children aged 0 to 16 years who are living in poverty or dealing with other kind of hardship. So Love Amelia was started in memory of my daughter Amelia. So she was born in January 2018 and sadly passed away only 12 minutes after she was born. So at the time we met a mum in the hospital who had given birth and nobody knew she was pregnant, so she had no items for a newborn baby. So the items that we had for Amelia we were able to pass on to this mum through the support of the midwives. And at the time we had a conversation with this hospital staff and we said, look, what would happen if a family comes in and they've got nothing for their baby, and at best they had a store cupboard with some nappies and vests and basics in, but there was no service that was established in the area that could really support these families. So Love Amelia was kind of born through that. We initially made 12 boxes for the hospital with some emergency supplies, so if a family came in, they at least had something to give their babies. In those initial boxes, we wrote a little note to the family saying, just from one mum to another, we really hope this helps, but we signed it Love Amelia as if a gift from her, and we really wanted to carry that on kind of throughout her legacy. And we worked with the hospitals and the local community to, well, it was more so as we're getting donations of when people's children had outgrown their items, and we were able to pass them on to the hospital, and then community midwives were asking for support and health visitors. And a year later, we looked at registering as a charity and have now supported over 12,000 children across the community in Tyne and Wear and Durham. So I'm originally from Sunderland and we lived and studied through in Sunderland, but moved and did my undergrad degree elsewhere, completed my undergraduate in social work, and then I've been working as a social worker over the last 8 years before starting the charity. 5 years after I left, I did come back to Sunderland, back where my roots and my heart is, and was a social worker until obviously we had Amelia. I continued doing social work until I took the step 3 years ago to run the charity full time. But during that time, we've been engaged with the University of Sunderland and we accessed the law clinic. The students there were really able to support us as we were setting up as the charity and really lay those foundations to be able to allow me to actually step away and run this full time. We worked here for around 3 years until it got to the point I thought the journey the charity was on really was exceeding my skills at this point. I wanted to look at some formal training to really explore and challenge my own views. It's obviously this is a charity very close to my heart, but I really wanted to do it the best justice we can to make sure we delivered a service that was meaningful. So I chose to do the Senior Leadership Apprenticeship because I really wanted to explore my skills, really enhance on the skills that I have been learning. I think moving from a public sector to a voluntary sector organisation has been a very steep learning curve, and I really wanted to refine my knowledge and skills to really make the charity grow. As the organisation has developed over the last few years, I really wanted to make sure that we were in the strongest possible position to kind of continue that growth and deliver the best service possible. And I really feel that the course that we are studying is really being able to do that and help me achieve that. I've been able to challenge myself, get new perspectives and think about things in a very different way, not just looking at what we're doing, but why we are doing it, and really looking at how we can challenge ourselves and move forward and making sure I can grow in line with the charity's growth as well. I think the programme's not just supported myself as like an individual learner on the course, but it has had a big impact on the organisation and the team as well. I think we've really been able to grow the organisation, particularly over the last year, because obviously we know demand's increased in the area, but having the strength and the resource and the foundations right in the organisation to begin with, it's been allowed us to really meet that demand and grow with the service as well. The research project that I'm looking to do is around the impact of childhood poverty and the growing establishment but access to baby banks. So this is an area that's really developed over the last decade, and access to baby banks is something that is really on the rise. Going back 10 years, it wasn't really something that anybody even knew about, and services like this was very much new. So research about it's been really lacking over the last kind of 10 years. So I really want to look at what the need is and why people are coming to a baby bank like Love Amelia in the first place, but also looking at how we can develop our service to make it meaningful for the families who do need us. Over the years, we've worked with the university to take in volunteers so they actually come in and help, but we also support some of the students who are in need as well. So to then be on the Senior Leader programme, from accessing the student support to then being a student myself, so it's gone full circle. So I would recommend the Senior Leadership Programme, I think, for a number of reasons. I think, yes, it is going to build knowledge and skills. It's reflecting on things you already know, but strengthening that. It's already looking at the base of skills that people already have if you're in a senior leadership position. But I think building that confidence of looking at not just what you're doing, but why you are doing it. Getting new perspectives, challenging the way you're thinking. It's sometimes about breaking the mould of what you're already doing and trying new things and doing that in a safe space, or having new thoughts in an environment that is so supportive is a really good and quite a unique opportunity to have to someone who's in a senior leadership role. There's not often you get time to just really step back and really critically review you, but your service as well, in a space that is really supportive and really encouraged to really challenge the organisation to grow and become more efficient or more sustainable in whatever that objectives of the organisation are. It's just a really supportive environment to be able to do that.